The journey to becoming the Elden Lord is a long one. Once the Tarnished sets onto the lands between, they better brace themselves, cause they're in for a whole lot of bad vibes. When all's said and done, and our Tarnished body finally plops down on that throne, they'll surely remember all the heroic runes and Lord runes they met along the way. It makes you wonder how many heroes tripped up on their road to kingship before this. Among these Tarnished, there's one who really stands out. He is the Tarnished who is closest to the Elden Lord, also known as the Lord Contender Vike. Although the Chinese version of Vike's description is vague, the English version mentions no other Tarnished was closer to the throne of the Elden Lord than Vike. Rumor has it, if he pulls this off, the lands between might just chill out a bit sooner. But things don't always go as hoped. Maybe a slip up right at the final step, leading to Vike being imprisoned on snowy mountaintops in the end. Why do they call Vike the secret protagonist of Elden Ring? In previous Dark Souls series game covers, the equipment worn by the people on the cover always takes players deep into the game. But on Elden Ring's cover, there's just a guy kneeling on the ground. Hard to tell what gear it is before the story unfolds. After some comparisons though, you can totally tell who's been practicing and who's just winging it. It's probably Vike's fingerprint armor, although he's rocking the spear in-game. In some pre-release game interviews, we can see that Vike uses a sword with a slightly protruding sword cut through the counterweight bow, and the person on the cover is also. Same equipment, so the game cover guy. Oh, it's totally Vike, throwing punches left and right just around the corner. Vike should have been a member of the Round Table. After all, the Round Table is a place for wannabe kings. His title, Knight of the Round Table, says it all. Just like other Tarnished with royal status, Vike should also attract some characters to become companions. Just like Vike totally owns the ancient dragon Fortisax's lightning seer. Fortisax teaching Vike his signature moves might just be him acknowledging Vike's strength. And Vike is also the ancient dragon Fortisax's cis Lanciax's favorite knight. Of course, Lanciax can become a human-knight interaction. Just because it's called love doesn't mean there's a dragon swooping in to romance someone, but it may be. So, there's a slim chance for a love story between Vike, Finger Maiden, and ancient dragon sis. Plus, Vike's totally rocking that handsome face, so yeah, he's definitely my light novel hero. But in the end, Vike probably lost out due to his feelings for Finger Maiden. In addition to deserve a chosen Tarnished, sharing their guidance and the wisdom of the two fingers. Finger, which might also have a secret mission, becoming the Kindling Maiden. The one who walks alongside Flame shall one day meet the road of destined death. The mission of Kindling Maiden, who sees phantom flames, is to jump into the Great Fire Cauldron, sacrificing herself for the soon-to-be king, the Tarnished. The main issue in this whole process is the relationship between the Tarnished and Finger Maiden. The lands between don't welcome Tarnished. Basically, all factions are enemies by default. But in this tough old world, there's at least one lady who always treats you with gentle and care. And the Maiden is a real, touchable person, unlike Melina, a spirit. So, they lean on each other, plus all the adventures they've had along the way. Add suspension bridge effect and psychological reactions. Of course, their relationship becomes special. Maybe that's why Tarnished didn't want to sacrifice his own Finger Maiden. So, he chose a point of no return at the end, aiming to become the Lord of Frenzied Flame. Did he choose this crazy path as he got totally bamboozled? Yeah, pretty much. Cause that's how players get lured by Shabriri to seek the flame of Frenzied Three Fingers. Because, you know, our beloved Finger Maiden might just hit the bucket right off the bat in the King's Hall. So even though Melina's character isn't well developed, she's still a partner on the road to kingship. Naturally, many players want her to survive. So they choose to accept the flame of Frenzy, letting the Tarnished get totally toasted while Melina chills. And maybe Shabriri gave Vike the same old pep talk to fire him up. With the riled up Vike trying to lead the way, goofed up big time. That is, he didn't go meet the flame of Frenzy Three Fingers naked. Though no clue why you gotta be naked to face the flame of Frenzy. But Vike in his armor really messed up. In an interview with Game Informer before the game launched, he used to pick a Vike on fire for the cover. Man, you can tell he's really feeling the burn. Because his skin's all burnt and looking like a hot mess. Through the position of the fingerprint press ion on the fingerprint armor, he may have been burned by the flame when he was held by the three fingers. Plus, his helmet totally melted, leaving gnarly scars on his left cheek. But he didn't become the Lord of Frenzied Flame. Did he bail, or did the fire just go, no, not today, buddy, we can't tell. Either way, he was probably caught by guards badly hurt. Locked in Lord Contender's Evergale on mountaintops. In jail, the real Vike's still blasting away with his lightning and dragon bolt. But at the Church of Inhibition in Frenzied Flame Village, Vike himself and the weapon seal of his spears totally nailing these flame of frenzy tricks. They even nicknamed him Festering Fingerprint Vike. Maybe Vike didn't become the king of Flame of Frenzy, but he sure went nuts after touching it. Still Still, him wielding the Frenzied Burst means he's got some sanity left. That's why he's still chanting the Bull Drake Talisman in his cell. Yes, he's clinging to his last bit of dignity as a Knight of the Round Table and Vike the Dragon's here. And in the church behind the sphere, there's a sitting dead finger maid. She could be Vike's maiden, since Vike totally faced on the Flame of Frenzy and ended up in the Slammer. The maiden probably escaped without a scratch. And she came to the church to pray for Vike. In the end, she died waiting. And Vike's red spirit hanging out at the church kinda corroborates this guess. Lord Contender Vike's wild story will definitely make you sigh. Just like Vike, Bernal got totally maiden blocked and totally missed his shot at being Elden King. Erler is worthy of becoming a Lord. Maybe one day he'd truly be Elden King. His road of Lord may even have advanced to the giant pot on the mountaintops of the giants. But after his maiden jumped into the cauldron, he might have lost hope in the Erdtree. Then he joined Volcano Manor's revolt against the Erdtree, prepared a secret weapon to defeat the Black Wave, but was ultimately defeated by players in crumbling Farum Azula. Thus ended his life as a king and a rebel. When the Tarnished meets the Finger Maiden, it's all like this as far as the eye can see. You could say it's a must-do on the road to being king. And choosing what to do about the Finger Maiden at the end might be a test. After all, the combo of king and the god might just be a two-person world. So maybe only when the Tarnished lets go of the only person worth remembering it lands between, is he worthy to be Marika's other half? So yeah, might as well ditch this damn throne. Let's let the Flame of Frenzy bridge the gap between us folks. May the world be filled with chaos and disorder. And only women might become the Finger Maiden. So yeah, it's pretty brutal for the female Tarnished. Sure, even Lady Tarnished might just hit those tough spots too, you know? Alright, that wraps up this episode on Vike. And next time, we're gonna crash Vike's round table crew party. What's their whole vibe and who's rolling with them? So, if you dug this vid, smash like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Hit 2,000 likes for weekly updates. Catch you next time.